economía global. Cosmas Chepi, Tripracoso, Huartono. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Muy bien.
Embajador, ¿hace cuánto tiempo que está en México?
Well, I've been here in Mexico since March 2019. So it has been 2 years now.
Ah, ok. ¿Con qué misión llegó?
Well, one of the specific tasks that my president assigned me was the strengthened economic relation between Mexico and Indonesia, because my President Joko Widodo, believe that our economic relations is still far below our real potentials. And the longer I am here in Mexico, the more potentials to tighten the bond between Indonesia and Mexico.
Tell about your country, Indonesia.
Well, Indonesia is a greatly diverse country in constant growth. It has a territory of 1.91 million square kilometers, between more than 17,000 islands, and a population of around 275 inhabitants, making it one of the most populous countries in the world. For the last 2 decades, Indonesia has been a very good economic growth after overcoming the Asian financial crisis during the late 90s. Indonesia GDP has at a steady rate on average 5.2% over the last 10 years. This is more stable rate than Brazil, Russia, and India, or Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or we call OECD countries. Now, with a total GDP of around 1.1 trillion, Indonesia is the largest economy in Southeast Asia, and it's contribute to more than 50% of the total GDP of the region. At the moment, Indonesia is the 15th largest economy in the world, right above Mexico. So we are members of the G20s, as well as other important forums for international economic and political cooperation, such as APEC, the WTO, and the informal organization like MICTA, which is Mexico, Indonesia, South Korea, Turkey, and Australia Forum. Indonesia now also has an expanding middle class with increasing purchasing power. The country's GDP per capita has steadily risen from $807 in the year 2000. Now in year 2020, it's already $4,087. But due to COVID-19, like what happened anywhere in 2020, the economic development of growth in Indonesia disrupted. The economic still grew positively in the first quarter, but then contracted minus 5.3%. In the second quarter was contracted. In the third quarters, minus more or less 3.5%. This condition led Indonesia to its first recession in 2 decades. Fortunately, the last quarter of 2020, Indonesia economic bounced back, and the yearly growth is only contracted minus 2.1%, which is much better than most countries in the world. With the consistency, it is forecast by McKinsey and Company that in 2030, Indonesia will be the 7th largest company in the world. Additionally, PricewaterhouseCoopers forecasts that in 2050, Indonesia will be the 4th largest economy in the world after China, India, and of course the US.
Bueno, si está de acuerdo, vamos a ver el video que amablemente nos envió.
Yes.
For thousands of years, people have cherished the many wonders of these enchanted islands, inspiring histories of the land below the wind. Astounding relics from prehistoric times are testament to the wondrous age-old cultures. Here, fascinating indigenous folkways live through the test of time, emphasizing the resilience of local creativity and vigor. Magnificent divine temples adorn the landscape, as if forming an exhibition of pervasive spirituality. Religion has always been the cornerstone of life since ancient times. Indigenous wisdoms are traditionally practiced in pursuance of living in harmony with nature, filling the hearts of both hosts and visitors. Funeral rites is a festivity, as much as it is a celebration of life, an occasion to gather family members from all over the world. Rich architectural heritage, shaped by diverse cultural, historical, and geographical influences, recognized as one of Indonesia's true national treasures. Today's legacy of art and craft continues to enrich the culture, playing a significant role in the daily and ceremonial life of the people, adapting wonderful traditional art form to modern times, resulting in popular tourist attraction. Keeping remarkable folk artistic expression alive. As they are embodiment of the locals' way of life. Astounding cultural and historical diversity, where various cultures have crossed paths for many centuries. Impressive variety of numerous ethnic groups. An interwoven history of Indonesia's beautiful diversity. Cultural history unfolds in the landscape. Wonderful Indonesia.
Wow. Ay,
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful video, Ambassador. Thank you. ¿Cómo es la relación Indonesia-México?
Bilateral relations between Indonesia and Mexico since its diplomatic establishments in 1953 have been going well and harmoniously. This is reflected in the mutual visits at the head of state level, governments and non-government officials, including members of parliament. Apart from having quiet numbers of bilateral agreements in various fields, at present Indonesia-Mexico good relations are also reflected in international forums such as United Nations, APEC, G20, VLAC, and MICTA, which support each other's nominations in international organizations. Moreover, I'm proudly to inform that due to good and strong relations between our two countries, in September 2019, we inaugurated Sukarno Park, or we call Parque Sukarno, in Alcaldía Venustiano Carranza, Mexico City. The park where the statue of Sukarno, Indonesia's first president. This park is a symbol of how close our relations are. In the field of economy, for the last 10 years, Indonesia and Mexico trade balance has been steady around 1.1 billion to 1.2 billion a year. And even with all the disruption caused by COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, according to Indonesia Ministry of Trade, trade balance between Indonesia and Mexico reached 1.2 billion, increase 1.01%. I believe that it's show us how strong is the trade relations between Indonesia and Mexico. Indonesia investment in Mexico recorded by the Secretaría de Economía or Ministry of Economic of Mexico is around 300 million US. This investment is in chemical fibers manufacture sectors. This company has been investing in Mexico since 2011 and keep reinvesting in Mexico. Other than that, there is also an Indonesian spare part company like we call Sakura Filters that has been operating in Mexico since around 10 years ago. This company is specialized in producing filters for vehicles like oil filters, like air and fuel filters, etc. On the trading side, I have to admit that there is not many Indonesian companies that have trade relation with Mexico. One big Indonesian company that still continuously supplies Mexican company, we call is Sinarmas or APP. They are paper producers. However, many multinational companies with their supply chains network have been connected Indonesia and Mexico. For example, Toyota manufacturers. Toyota Avanza in Indonesia export the cars to Mexico. This is also the case of Suzuki. Suzuki Ertiga in Mexico also export to Mexico, as well as Nike, Adidas, and etc. They made in Indonesian factories. While on the other hand, so far we have success story of two Mexican companies investing in Indonesia. Kidzania has been one of the most favorite place for Indonesia children to play since 2007. Jakarta was the second city outside Mexico that has Kidzania. And now, due to the growing demand, another city in Indonesia, Surabaya, also has a Kidzania. And last year, thanks to investment made your compatriot, 56 cinemas in Indonesia has been rebranded as a Cinepolis. The decision made by Cinepolis shows once again that the market in Indonesia is big and so promising.
¿Qué oportunidades hay en Indonesia para las empresas, ya sea de inversión, importación, exportación?
Well, apart from multinational companies' products that have been traded between us, Indonesia has the potential to increase its export volume to Mexico. Indonesia produces abundant of processed food, so you can find any processed food you need. Moreover, since we have similarities in our food, so it will be easier for you. The next one is a fish or seafood products. As the biggest archipelagic countries in the world with vast ocean, for sure Indonesia is one of the biggest fish and seafood producers. Then palm oil. As you may already aware, Indonesia is the biggest palm oil producer in the world. And during COVID-19 pandemic, palm oil contribution in Indonesia export increased, increasing demand during the pandemic. Footwear, textile, handicraft also. Other than those products, basically you can find any products you are looking for in Indonesia. From simple products up to products that need high technology to produce. Meanwhile, as a big producer of agriculture products, Mexico has the potential to be one of the food suppliers to Indonesia. At the moment, Indonesia imports almost 80% of its beef, and it's mainly from Australia. With Mexican capacity in the livestock sectors, Mexico could be part of the live cattle or beef suppliers to Indonesia. Another Mexican product that is very potential to be exported to Indonesia is also avocado.
Aguacate.
Diet become more popular in Indonesia. The demand of avocado is now increasing.
¿Algo más que desee comentar?
Yes, well, I would like to say the government of the Republic Indonesia has put Latin America and the Caribbean as the new potential trading partners. Wherever Mexico is a priority, we have to admit that there are still some obstacles to reach it. One of the hardest strengthened economic relation between us is that our business community don't know each other's, let alone their potentials. Therefore, the government of Indonesia is trying to build bridge to bring business community closer and to learn about each other's. And starting 2019, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia has an annual event to connect business communities in Indonesia and the region called Indonesia and Latin America and the Caribbean Business Forum, or we call it INALAC, a forum which is especially conducted to connect Indonesia business community with their counterpart from the Latin Americas and the Caribbean, including Mexico. Well, in 2019, there were 14 Mexican business people visited Jakarta, participate in the first Indonesia, Latin America, and Caribbean Business Forum. Last year, for your information, due to the pandemic, INALAC Business Forum was held as a hybrid event where 30 Mexican business people participated virtually. Through this INALAC Business Forum in 2020, we witnessed signing ceremony of a 3 business memorandum of understanding between 3 Indonesia companies and 3 Mexican companies with business potential of more than approximately 70 million US dollars. In the line with the virtual event since 2020, INALAC offer an online platform for business community in Indonesia and in Latin America and the Caribbean to exhibit their products and or service to each other. And as now there are 15 companies, 15 Mexican companies use INALAC online platform to showcase their products. Maybe you may invite others Mexican companies to use INALAC platforms. This year, INALAC Business Forum is planned to be held as a hybrid event. Once again, therefore, I have an honor to invite more business communities in Mexico to participate to the 3rd Indonesia, Latin America, and the Caribbean Business Forum. And I'm also glad to invite Mexican business community to use more INALAC online platform to promote or exhibit their product, as well as to use the platform to have virtual one-on-one meeting with your potential counterparts in Indonesia. Lastly, if you have any inquiries or question related to Indonesia, please contact my embassy or Indonesian Trade Promotion Center in Mexico City. I assure you that Embassy of Indonesia as well as an Indonesian Trade Promotion Center in Mexico City will be more happy to help you.
Okay. Una pregunta más, embajador. How do you feel in Mexico?
Well, I feel very great. The weather is very good. The people is very humble, but sometimes the problem, the language that I cannot speak. But now I can understand what Mexicans speak in Spanish, but somehow it's hard for me to speak in Spanish. But I still learn and try to speak Spanish.
Qué bueno,
Muchas
muy bien.
gracias.
Qué bonito. Cosmas Chepi Tripracoso Guartono, embajador de Indonesia en México, muchas gracias por estos minutos. Thanks for these minutes.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias, Sofía. Hasta luego. Thank
Hasta
you very
luego.
much.